wanted to serve afternoon teas by the sea. And lots of people said to me, that's a great idea, but people come to Whitby for fish and chips. And so the stubbornness kicked in and we came up with a fish and chips afternoon tea. Whitby is a very special place for us. As a child, we had holidays in Whitby. It has a lot of character and we just fell in love with it. It took us about 2 years to find the right place, and then when we saw this place, we just fell in love with it. We saw the huge potential, and so we created Hetty and Betty. It's named after our daughter and our niece. Going right back to 1891, this was the site of the Temperance Hall. That was then pulled down by what was then Midland Bank. By 1928, they carved it up and it's been a restaurant ever since, and it served fish and chips right from the start, which we think makes us the oldest fish and chip serving cafe in Whitby. Having learnt its history, I knew that I could tap into that, and I knew the way to get the business to grow was to tap into that local community as well. And I said to them, I'm the new owner, tell me about its history. And they were so pleased that somebody cared and that they brought in all their memorabilia. I've got a wedding receipt from 1949. The greatest one is that I have a video which is on our website. Somebody took on a Brownie camera showing a wedding from 1967 actually here in the Peacock Suite. So to be part of that community has been very, very important to me, and getting to know people within the town. So this was the big question. How are we going to put ourselves on a map in a town famous for fish and chips if we're going to serve fish and chips as well? When I took over the business, I wanted to serve afternoon teas by the sea. And lots of people said to me, that's a great idea, but people come to Whitby for fish and chips. And so the stubbornness kicked in and we came up with a fish and chips afternoon tea. So if we imagine a 3-tier stand, fish and chips on the bottom, mushy peas, bread and butter tartar sauce in the middle, and on the top is the homemade scone with cream and jam. It went down a storm, we've won awards for it. It has really helped create something special, because you don't just come to Whitby now to come to Whitby and have fish and chips. You're coming for the experience of having that fish and chips afternoon tea whilst you're looking out over the harbour. I own the business with my husband, David Kirtland. One of the best things of working together is that we're on the same page and that we share the same goal. He brings a lot of the business acumen, so he will bring strategic planning, vision and planning, but also it works as a soundboard. David will always ask the most important question is why?
And I think the other thing is we do quite get on. We spending time together. So it is nice to be able to have that time together working on the business, but also at home as well.
This year has been our year of bling, where we have won awards, so we've been recognised for our growth and expansion.
We've increased the numbers of visitors coming through the door, but at the same time the costs have increased exponentially.
So we were looking at a 72% rise in our gas costs. So to cook that fish and chips, the raw ingredients have gone up by 68%, the gas to cook it has gone up by over 70%. We can't put that cost onto our customers.
So it's been a difficult time, hasn't it, really? But it's just, we deal with it really by coming up with new ideas, new offerings, putting lots of events on, things that will encourage people to come in and enjoy themselves, but also spend money in the restaurant helps us meet those increasing costs of the business.
What we're doing in the winter is, obviously we have the Peacock Suite, which is our wedding venue, and so we're really encouraging Whitby weddings during the winter.
The fish and chip afternoon tea, it has something a little bit special about it, and when we walk in with it for the wedding breakfast, there's a little bit of a wow factor that is great for a lot of the weddings and events that we do.
I banked with NatWest right from the start. I banked personally with NatWest for years and years and years. So I looked at the Accelerator programme. I wanted to really have that business plan in place, that kind of exit plan, and I thought this will really help me put that together. It was good for somebody to say, actually, yes, you are doing this and you're doing this well. It helped us streamline things, it helped us realise the things that we weren't doing well, that we could improve on. As a small business owner, I can't go on LinkedIn and say we've had a really bad day today, but I can go to Accelerator and they can either say this is what I did in that situation, or they can just put forward ideas and say, have you thought about doing this? And it's having that community and that safe space. We have the option of looking at franchising, but this is where NatWest has been brilliant, because they've been working with us and saying these are what the options are as you're moving forward and you're growing. This is where, you know, your options could take you. Quite a lot of customers, the most popular question I get asked is, are you Hetty or are you Betty? And I will always answer that question by saying, you're going to regret asking me.